Alright, folks, so it's Thursday, well after the close, and we're deep into earnings season. Um, the heavy days this week were basically like Tuesday till Thursday. So let's do a top and bottom 10 earners for the S&P 500, or no, not even the S&P 500, it's for everybody. So let's just dive right into it. Now, before we do, let's just take a quick look at earnings.cc because, this is one way that I used to stay on top of earnings. So, for example, you go to earnings.cc, click on corporate earnings here, you end up at this page, and you can see they're time stamped, so they go in descending order. And if a company reports a 10Q or an 8K with earnings to the SEC, a 10Ks too, it's gonna show up on this website in like 3 minutes or less. Okay, so there's 250 that show up here. I just cleaned it up today because I used to have a bunch of trash up here. They used to just make it cluttered. Um, but now it's a little better. Anyways, we'll be checking this out later as we roll through the show. But let's start with top 10 companies with highest losses for 2024. And we've still got Walgreen Boots on here. Next, Catalent. Next, Peloton. Next, Lumentum. I don't know, most of these I've never heard of them, to be honest. Atlassian, that's something to do with the internet, like servers and stuff like that. Walgreen Boots, they're a pharmacy chain. You guys all know that. Okay, top 10 companies with the highest net income for the year 2024. Obviously, most companies haven't reported their 2024 yet. These are your early reporters, people that have a June 30th year end, or like a September 30th year end, or maybe even an April 30th year end. So here we got Microsoft still in the lead by double, literally double, because they've got 88 billion. I don't know why that G shows up there, but who cares? Next is Amazon with 44 billion, Procter and Gamble with 15 billion, Cisco at 10, Costco at 7.5, Accenture. Now this is a good one, folks. Lam Research Corp. They did their Q3 reporting on Tuesday after the close, and it was good. I've been watching them for a while, and they've actually dipped a little bit. They produce semiconductor pipeline stuff, so they're part of the semiconductor supply chain. They're one of these companies that feeds um TSM and stuff like that. So there you go. Let's just kind of zoom in here a little bit, get maybe 1 decade, or let's get 5 years. Okay, there we go. So you can see they're down a little bit. They were up above 110. They've been trading below 80 for a few months now, and I really like their fundamentals. So I've been waiting for a long time for an opportunity to pick up some shares, and they're down. I had some cash, so I bought them. I bought them on Wednesday when they were slightly up, and they continued up for the rest of the day. And then today they were down like 4% at one point, so I bought some more. That's where I'm at. I'm happy with my position. I totally think that they might easily dip below 70. If they do, I'll probably buy some more. So there you have it, folks. There's kind of like my favorite out of the earnings so far, but we're gonna look at a few other interesting things. We're only looking at this one because it popped up on the top 10 earnings for 2024 reported so far, and of course we're super early. We're still in 2024. Who else? We got ADP, Intuit, Parker Hannifin. I don't know who those guys are. Let's look at top 10 losses for Q3 2024 so far. Boeing still takes the cake, folks. However, that's actually not true. So I said we were going to take a look at US stock earnings. Now, there are some companies that don't show up in my studies. I'm just going to show you guys one of my source materials here. And this is actually for another video, so sneak peek, but this is the output of a Python script, and like I get all the quarters going back to like 2007. And so these are actually companies that have reported their first ever quarterly profit. So I'm going to make another video about that after this video. So if you're interested, watch it. But like this where my data comes from. So this stuff, it comes from those Python scripts. Now those Python scripts come from the same place that this comes from. This is my website. And so what I want to show you is this. I'm gonna look up Intel because they also reported today. See, they reported at 4 o'clock and 7 minutes Eastern time. Now, they reported their Q3 in an 8K, not in a 10Q. That means that they reported this as a news item, not as a financial report. I'll show you the difference. See, we'll look at Boyd Gaming, and see, this is a news release. See, this on the other hand, this is a Form 10Q. This is a financial filing, okay? So when they do financial filings, it goes into the SEC database right away. When they do news releases, it does not. So that's why I'm not grabbing it. That's why my script doesn't grab it. Now, I am working on a script that's going to read these, but I just don't have it active yet. However, as we're seeing here, the biggest recorded loss that I have so far is Boeing at negative 6.2 billion. But in actuality, Intel has reported a loss of 16.6 billion for Q3. Like, holy jeez, negative $16.6 billion. Holy jeez. Let's just take a look at their share price real quick. See if anything interesting happened. So they were down 3.5% for the day, but according to this, they were up another $1.50, which is like 6%. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, what? What is this? Intel. Yeah. See, so they were down 3.5 for the day, but they're up 7% after hours. Right? That's what this little spike in this chart is. See, you can see this is like 1600 hours, right? So that's interesting. They lost $16.5 billion. Interesting. Now, some stuff that they did say was that they made good revenue, which isn't true because, look, even their revenue was down. I don't know what to tell you about these guys, folks. One thing that they do indicate that they did, I did read somewhere something about them talking about not having actually gotten any of the CHIPS Act cash yet. Anyways, enough about these guys. Who else do we have for losers this quarter? We've got Intel, Boeing, Mobileye, Sirius. Sirius, isn't that one of Warren Buffett's companies? Willis Towers Watson, I think that's an insurance company. That's the insurance company that has that tallest building in Chicago. You know, that big that big black behemoth. Liberty Global, Constellation Brands, Patterson. All right, enough about those guys. Dun dun dun, drum roll. Top 10 earners for Q3 2024 reported so far. Alphabet, that's Google at 26 billion. Microsoft at 25 billion. Meta, that's Facebook at 16 billion. JP Morgan at 13 billion. Bank of America at 7 billion. Wells Fargo at 5 billion. Fannie Mae 4 billion. Procter Gamble 4 billion. Comcast 3.5 billion. Verizon 3.3 billion. Okay, folks, there you have it. There's your winners, there's your losers. Go look them up. Have fun. Thanks for tuning in.